Welcome back to Working Help Desk Tickets. We're going to keep working Help Desk Ticket as the name suggests. So this is a third video in this series and I hope you keep enjoying them. Thank you so much for watching me and let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Irvin, also known as Kuppelman. Welcome to another session of Working Help Desk Tickets. As usual, please do me a favor and in the comments below, let me know that you're present or just say hi or whatever, just to let me know that you're watching these videos. That way I know to keep making more. All right. So here is our ticketing system. This is a third part in the series. If you haven't watched the first two, there's going to be a link to the playlist that I've created specifically for these. So if you want to watch them from the beginning, you can certainly do so. All right. So today we have a couple of tickets that I've created. I've asked people to submit tickets, more tickets for me to work in the previous videos, and I can tell that some people attempted and created an account to submit tickets to this ticketing system so that way I can talk about them, but they haven't come through. So I made a couple of tickets on my own because I have no choice. But I'd really appreciate if people submitted tickets so it helps me make more videos and basically help me help you uh, create more videos like this. I think that's a fair request because, considering how much time you need to submit a ticket, which is a couple of minutes. And yeah, okay. I mean, that's all I can say about that. So let's go ahead and continue. First ticket here is I need access to shared drive. You will get these type of tickets during help desk, and there is a central location for a shared drive. It's simply a place where you can store your data on the network or a cloud, if you will. But it's also a place where a group of people can share a single drive. So you'll have multiple people that have access to that one drive. And in this case, here it says I need access to the G drive. So this is something you will get. The user will not be very specific. They just know it's called the G drive, but there is definitely more to it because you would have to know the exact path of the G drive. First of all, to give them access to it, meaning that they can see it, they can log into it, they can access it, view it, not access as in what user may consider as in adding the network drive, which we will show as well. And that's the second part of it. We're going to add the network drive to their computer so that way they can quickly access it. All right, before we do anything, I'm going to assign a ticket to myself and make sure you do that as well when you're working tickets. All right, so we're going to reply to the customer and say, hello, can you please tell me. Now, first of all, introduce yourself. This is Irvin with Help Desk. Can you please tell me the name of the shared drive? And given an example, for example, say this. It may look like, or may look something like this. And then just say, for example, backspace, backspace, or not backspace, backslash, backslash, which indicates network, and say shared drive or something like that. So this is just an example of what a shared drive, or basically what it is most of the time, is just a shared folder on a server that people can access. So it will look something like this. It will have two backslashes. It may have a domain name ahead of it. For example, it could be, cobbleman.com or something like that. But to keep it simple, let's just leave it like this because that's the example we're going to work with. And if they come back and say, oh, I don't know what that is, and you can say, if you don't know it, please ask a coworker for a screenshot of the drive. So what we're doing here, we're asking them. If, most people don't know it. Most people don't know what, what the actual path for the drive that they're trying to access. Most people don't know what that is. They just know it's called a G drive. I don't know. I click on G and it opens it up, right? So if they don't know it, they can literally ask a coworker for a screenshot of the drive, and then they can send you a screenshot. And when they open up that screenshot, they can just take a screenshot of this. And for example, if that's the G drive here, they take a screenshot of this. I don't know. Let's, where's the snipping tools, what I usually use. Screenshot of this. And they send it to you. So now you're looking at this screenshot. You can now see what the path is for that drive. So you got to be proactive about this, so that way it's easier for you to resolve this. That's the whole point of that. So you can communicate with them like this, or you can talk to them on the phone. You can take control of their computer, using remote software like Dameware here. Just by, and this is something you're going to have to do. Well, you don't have to do. You can actually set up their, drive remotely as well. If you just send them a batch script, that they just click and it just adds the drive for them. Or you can just ask them for their computer name, IP address, which they should know. Usually on a desktop there is an information, PC information or something like that icon that they open it up. And there's definitely a place in any company which will allow them to give you their computer name, which is also known as host name, or the IP address as it's indicated here. So that way you can connect and take control of their computer while you're adding the shared drive to their computer. All right. Now let's back up a little bit and get into showing an example of a shared drive that we're going to work with and give them access to first. All right. So just to make it simple, I went ahead and created a folder inside of H drive, and this H drive can be also mapped, but as far as user thinks, he thinks that that's the G drive, and we can make a G drive for them. That's not a problem. I'll show you that. That letter is basically non-relevant. You can call that any letter you want. What we really want to know is the path, the exact path of the shared drive. So this is just the properties of a folder called shared on my computer, and this could also be a computer, like a server. Typically it's a server, but there are multiple ways of creating these shared folders. But here it is how it's done through Windows. So this is just a folder that I've created, and then I've created a share on it. Now this folder is shared. So you can literally go to your desktop like this, create a new folder. We're going to say shared folder. And you can go to properties, go to sharing, and then here is the new path for it. And then you can select share and this and that. So we're going to keep it simple by focusing on this other one. So this other folder that I shared properties of, the other folder is on my H drive, so we're going to share this folder. So here is the path, and in order to make sure that they have access to, we're going to click on secured. Well, you can do it through here too, but you can go click the share, and this is just one way of doing this. If you're doing this on a server, you can do it like this, or there might be some kind of, it depends how restricted the company is that you work for. They might just have give you like a GUI access, like through a website or something like that, and that website will allow you to add people to specific shares. Okay, now we have to make sure that this person is added in there. Now, first of all, we can see that everyone is added in here, but if we want to specifically add this person, which was, what was the user's name? Mike Moser, right? So it's Mike that requested this. We will have to make sure that Mike is added in here. So we would look for Mike Moser, and Mike Moser is not going to show up on this because I haven't added him to the local profiles on my computer, so he's not going to be added in there. But this is what you would do. You would find him, and then you would simply click add. It's not going to work now because we can't find Mike Moser, and this is not a server that I'm working with. So nonetheless, we can add him in there, but in this case we actually don't have to because we have everyone set to read. Now we want to make sure that this is set to read and write, so they can people that have access to this can read content of it and write to it, meaning creating new files and folders. So this is fine. We don't have to add him in here because he's already added. Okay, and then we can see the same thing when we go to security properties of this folder, that everyone is also added in there, and they have read, execute, and well, they don't have write. Let's see, did I update? Read and write. Did I update this? Maybe I just clicked cancel. That's right, yeah. So I didn't apply, sorry. So read and write, click share. Okay, so we're going to do it through the other one because I don't feel like... Is it going to ask me? It might. Probably will. Probably will. So this is how you do it through here. We're going to check write. So it's the same thing I just did, but it's going to let me do it through here. Then just a double check. Yeah. So it's overwritten and okay. Done. All right. So now we're going to access their computer. So we're going to go to the other computer. This is on my personal computer that I'm recording. We're going to go to the other one and we're going to pretend that's this user's computer, and then we're going to add this. So make sure you copy this path. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pretend that this is user's computer. By the way, the shared drive does not need to be on the same domain or anything like that. And now we're going to add it. And a simple way to add this, well, first of all, you can check to see if it works. In the Explorer here, in the Windows Explorer, we can just paste what we copied, and we can see that it's working right away. And that's what's inside of that shared folder. But they don't, when they go back, it doesn't appear in here. There's no G drive. Where is my G drive? So we're going to add a G drive. So when you click on computer, so again, you click on computer in the Explorer, map network drive, which by the way, you can also disconnect. If you have one, you can disconnect it there. So we're going to select map network drive. We're going to select G, and we're going to paste it. Now, if they have specific login credentials that they need to use in order to access it, that's not necessarily tied to domain or anything, maybe like a local credentials for that server, you may have to click connect using different credentials. Okay, we don't have to do that here because they already have access. So we're just going to click finish, and here it is. It automatically opens, and now we can see that the G drive has been added. Okay, and we can see that how much space is in there and all of that. Okay, so that's how you do that. Let's go ahead and close the ticket. All right, now we're going to pretend like we've done all this on their computer, and we're going to close the ticket. We're just going to tell them that we've done it for them. They can see we've done it. We can ask them to test if that's, to confirm this and that. We're just going to say added shared drive to user's computer as requested. Irvin, which is I. Okay, and now we're going to close the ticket because it's done. Okay, so this is something that might come up often in a help desk environment. By the way, people who do submit tickets, who happen to submit tickets through here, it doesn't have to be a computer issue. If you just have a question in regards to something about the computer or something common that happens in your help desk work or something, anything that's related to computers, you can post them through here by creating a ticket. Anyways, I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link on the first comment that I post from Kobuman. All right, here's this one. Email is not working. Now, This one is also very vague. And again, make sure you assign a ticket to yourself. It's purposely vague because a lot of times you will get vague tickets in a help desk environment, in a help desk work. And that's it's on purpose. Email is not working. So we're going to reply or contact the customer somehow, whatever the means may be. We're going to say, hello, this is Irvin with PC support. Can you please? Now, introducing yourself is only if they're not familiar with you. Now, if you happen to be like a desk side technician and you're working ticketing systems, chances are they may know you. Or if you've already worked with them, you don't have to introduce yourself every time, you know. Now, if if you talk to 100 people in like a past week, then you might want to do this anyways because sometimes you don't, whether you worked them or not, how can you remember? I don't know. I can't remember everybody. Can you please, let's see, no, I'm going to say this. What is the error you're getting? Or can you please send me a screenshot? And basically this is your starting point because we need to figure out what exactly is going on, because it could be anything. It could be that they can't send or receive emails. It could be that their calendar is not working. It could be that they can't set up out of office message. It could be that they can't configure some kind of a meeting. Now, like for example, they can't integrate their Zoom meeting schedule thing or whatever it is that they use for meetings. It could be anything. So we're going to ask them to provide a screenshot. So if they can't figure this out, we're going to take control of their computer anyways and see what's going on. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to pretend like they couldn't figure it out. So we're going to access their computer and see what's going on. Again, ask for a computer name, IP address if you can find it, this and that. But we need to get to that point where we can access their computer. Alternatively, you can also, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, for example, in Dameware, you can invite user to join a remote session. Okay, so this is one way to basically you send a link to them and they can go through the link to initiate Dameware on their computer, and all they have to do is just click accept or whatever, just to allow you. It's very simple, just to allow you to connect to the computer. So there are alternative ways besides getting their computer name and IP address. All right. Mine is grayed out here because my Dameware is not set up in a large business environment, and obviously I'm not recording this on my work computer. This is just my home lab, if you will, for making these videos. Okay, let's go see that error on their computer. All right, so here is the error. Okay, this is what they get, 500. Something went wrong. We couldn't find a mailbox for this account. Well, it's very descriptive error. I like this error. Either they don't have a mailbox or they don't have a license assigned. To fix this, contact your email admin and ask them to assign a valid license to your user account using Microsoft 365 admin portal per instructions. All right. So we're going to find out who this person is that submitted the ticket, and we're going to look them up. In this case, it was, let's see, who did I select? Who did I select to be? Well, I guess it was just example customer, so it's anybody. Anyways, I've recreated this error using my own Outlook. But I've also, this is also something that's happening on my current Microsoft 365. So in order to fix this, we need to check on the license assigned, or, because once you assign a license in Office 365, it automatically allows them to use different aspects of Microsoft 365 products. One of them is Outlook. Outlook will not work unless you assign a working license. Outlook is disabled unless you have a working license. So here we are inside of Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And if you haven't watched my videos on Office 365, I have a whole series on Microsoft Office 365. I think I have at least 10 videos and they're all numbered. There's definitely going to be a playlist set up and it's going to pop up right now in the top right corner if you want to check this out. So the issue right now tells us that the license is not working. So we're going to expand users in Microsoft Office 365 Center. We're going to check their licenses through Microsoft Admin Center panel. You can do this through the Active Directory as well. And again, I have tons of videos on this, so make sure you check them out if you're interested in Office 365. And as help desk, you definitely might want to do this. All right, so we're going to check my own account. So here it is. We're going to select Irvin. We're going to see what's going on. When selected, it's going to expand and you're going to see different types of options, different tabs. We're going to go to Mail tab right away to see what's going on. So we're going to click Mail because we're talking about Mail and Outlook. And here it is. Sure enough, the user doesn't have an Exchange Online license. Now, admittedly, this type of error is going to be fairly rare, but the purpose of me showing you this is because I want you to know that Office 365 is going to be something that's going to be required in some help desk. Well, I want to say majority of help desk positions. You have to know Office 365. So I'm just doing this for you. Although this is not going to be necessarily a common thing unless licenses expire. So we know the issue now is with the user's license for the Exchange Online, which is also Outlook. Same thing. So we're going to click on the tab that says Licenses and Apps. All right. Now we can see that we have a license assigned to it, Office 365 A1 for faculty. Now this is Office 365 that I have is the one I got for training to creating those 10 videos that I've made. And the licenses have expired. So this is why this is happening. So even though Office 365 A1 for faculty is selected, it's not working. So it's not working because they're disabled. And I'll show you this. So this is what's happening here. If I were to leave this selected here and I expand apps here, okay, we can see also that the Exchange Online Plan 1 is unchecked. Even if we check it, it's still not going to work. All right. So here it is. We're going to refresh this. See, it's still not working because the license has expired. So this is where you would make changes for the license. If there is an active license you can assign to them, you can switch to that license to fix their problem. Make sure this is approved by your manager, unless you're the guy that they can do this. You're allowed to do this without permission. That's fine. But make sure you select a proper license that's going to give them access to Outlook. That's not expired. And I'll show you how this one expired. So if I expand billing here and I go to licenses, it's going to take a second to load. It says here's for faculty. Here it says doesn't apply. That means it's not working. Available licenses doesn't apply. That means I don't have any. See how these other ones, Microsoft PowerPoint Automate and Microsoft Teams Exploratory, has numbers to them. This is literally how many licenses are available and how many are used. Here it says doesn't apply. And I used to have 1,000 of them for each one of these. Doesn't apply because it's disabled. Okay, so they're expired. I can no longer use them. So this is something that needs to be rectified. Now we're going to pretend like we did it. Like I said, go to active users, go to Irvin, and make sure that he gets a proper license in here. This can also be done through Active Directory. I'm going to do it real quick just to show you. Here we go, users. Again, you might want to watch my videos on all of this. I've already made this. This is just a quick touch. And here's Irvin under users. And licenses are right here. And here it is. You know, see how it keeps disabling this one? Exchange online. Although I've went ahead and enabled it. Yeah. It's broke. So yeah, make sure that valid license, valid and active working license is added to the user to fix this issue. All right, so we're going to go back here and pretend like we did that. We're going to add internal note. All right, I'm going to say added. Let's see here. I'm going to be more descriptive here. The issue was related to expired Office 365 license. Added user or gave user a different /working license so he can access email. Irvin helped Irvin. How about that? Just real quick, actually, let me show you here that my account in Exchange is still active. So just adding a new license will reactivate it again. So the email account does exist. It's just that the license is expired. So here it is. You see? User mailbox. It's there. It's there. It's just that it's, you know, they won't allow you to use it. Simple as that. It's already there. They just won't allow you to use it. All right. So that's a fun fact right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, please submit issues, tickets in this system so that way I can make videos about it. I will, you know, obviously, I'm going to keep doing this and trying to come up with new issues that I can remember from working help desk. And, you know, it's not easy because I have to come up with issues that don't necessarily come up all the time. Some of them do, some of them don't. But yeah, I'll try my best otherwise. But yeah, if you do submit ticket, I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, at the end of this video right now, you can see the playlists for Office 365 and for Working Help Desk. So check them out. All right, take care, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.